Hey, before the video starts, only 15% of you are subscribed, so if you enjoy the content and keep coming back, why not consider subscribing? It'll help me out and you'll get some awesome content while supporting me in creating these videos. Thank you again for watching, let's get on with the video. Hello there! Today's video is going to be a bit different, for a reason. I'll get to that point soon. So I loaded up my expert world, as I was going to record this episode. And as soon as I logged in, I was greeted by a new face. Castaway Jonesy. And this is what he had to say. Oh geez, where am I now? I need to get back to my cave, back to the Lost Isles. Do you know it? It's a peaceful place full of lush, beautiful beaches, and of course, Colombo. I'm not interested in any of that, but lots of folks seem to be including all those pirates. After listening to him ramble on, I carried out my plan. By going to the desert, mining out amber and other resources. But that's when I saw a sight that reminded me of my goals. With that, I should collect some shells and some tea for myself. And after killing 2 successfully, here came the real challenge. I'll let this play out. Did we die? No! You're joking. Gosh, right, now. Okay, I can't believe that. We did so much. I took on something that I shouldn't have. I can't believe that. At least I got it on record. Yes. Yep, that's right, I died. I thought I was blocking with my shield, but I wasn't. And that was my genuine reaction. A mix of defeat, stress, and a big sigh of failure. But at least I was happy I recorded it for you guys to watch. But I decided to take a break and come back another day.
1 week later.
Alright guys, so obviously last time we died in that thingy, this is another day. I can only do part. I just wanted to record the fact that we're starting a new world. Obviously expert world. I'm gonna have to delete some. We're gonna have to save this expert world 2. A new dawn. Expert. We're gonna choose a cave. Start. Okay, we're gonna start it, and the reason why I've changed my character is because before we had the other character, but she died on that world, so therefore we're changing character. Now we're going with Ahsoka. So, with my new expert world created, the name would help me feel more optimistic about this run. But spawning in the Farlands would be a blessing in disguise. So I started by talking to our friend Triggerfish and having a totem of return, immediately equipping it. I set out to collect essential resources like wood and stone. I thought the spawn point was an excellent place for our base of operations, and I wanted it to have a cool name. We even had our first guest, but we weren't ready for anyone to join us just yet. Returning to collecting more resources, I didn't realise that we had a bus stop right next to our base with Terrorops? Yeah, scaring me to arrive out of nowhere in the middle of the night. Heading back to base, I set up a workbench and a fireplace to brighten up our current situation. I created some tools and went back to gathering more resources. With enough in my inventory, I decided to add seating around the campfire and ultimately giving our base its first upgrade to level 2, allowing me to add more seating. I again went back to collecting more resources throughout the entire night. When the first morning was rising, some sheep came across our base, so I decided to pet them, feeling happier and more optimistic about this new dawn. I felt tired of being out in the open, exposed to all the threats and weather, so I started creating 2 houses, one for us to live in, and a workshop right next door. Once the workshop was complete, I moved our crafting bench and added a grill and 2 lumber mills, as I thought this would save time having 2 available at once. For the 4th time, I returned to collecting more essential resources for our base. On the way back, I encountered some friendly peelies wandering near our base. I thought they just looked cool. Good job, Epic. Anyway, I tried to build more of the house, as it was dusk already, and it was only going to get darker. Realizing I didn't have any more mahogany. I decided to upgrade our village to level 3 and create more tools. But I was stuck with a weird glitch that just looked funny. What on earth is happening here? My character's just like stuck doing a pose. Oh, okay, there we go. That was so weird. Okay. Once when I had fixed that, I added more storage and beds to our workshop, so at least we could rest when we needed to. A new person showed up, Haven. She seemed nice and friendly, so I invited her to join us on our latest adventure. Yeah. Cheers. Alright, let's go find a cave, shall we? We needed to find a cave to get even more resources. Along our adventure in the Lost Isle Mountains, we came across an old abandoned temple that had a chest with food and resources that we just took. I even came across marble, which gave us a head start. Just after, we came across a stuck, charged sand roller. Yes, try saying that multiple times. So I took this as an opportunity to get stone core and a sand shell, as I knew I would need it soon. But this wouldn't be the only creature we would fight. We would also fight a wolf and a charged roller. And this is where I'll let the video play. That's the reason why. What? You're gonna have to sit in this. Bro. Well, it's not facing me. God damn! Bro, I dodged! What was that? Yeah, our first death in this world. I was upset as I thought it was undeserved, but I wouldn't let that stop me. As I woke up, Meowscles arrived at our village, and I invited him to stay with us. Knowing I still haven't found a cave, both Haven and I set out again to find one. Along the way, we came across a banana hut. So we went inside and found Brizabelle. She was kind, but didn't want to come with us, so we left her to her own accord. Shortly after, our patience was rewarded, with not only one, but 2 caves right next to each other. I was so pleased with this. I headed inside to try and collect some needed resources. I collected stone and wood, but I forgot I needed an upgraded pickaxe to get the knot root. So as I was heading back, we defeated a charged wolf. I knew that before setting out again, I needed to upgrade our base. So I placed down a spinning wheel and created some health charms. I then wanted to finish the ground floor of the house, and so I did. With that done, I went out in the night, wanted to kill some skeletons to get some bones. But I came across some peelies being attacked by pirates. So I helped them out, taking their loot and opening a chest that they left. With my new flintlock available, we took out a bunch of skeletons, collecting both bones and stone cores. We did this all night. On the way back in the morning, we came across a supply drop. We opened it and took it back to base. We finally had enough resources to create a forest axe and to complete our house. Now with my forest axe equipped, we set out to the caves again. This time, we encountered some of our friendly peelies fighting 2 sandwolves. So we helped them out and went straight to the caves. With enough knot root, we headed back to base, but the weather took a turn for the worst. Thundering and lightning striking throughout the village. But as soon as it was safe, I went out to upgrade our base to level 4. Wow, level 4 already. That's cool. I started to place beds inside the house, finally moving them from the workshop. I forgot to do this earlier, but at least it was done. With the knot root, I made an uncommon pickaxe to gather marble from the caves. I collected any marble I could find, even if it meant building to them. Now that I had knot root and marble, I could place down a stone breaker at the base. This would allow me to create red rock slabs I needed to level up the base. While waiting for the red rock slabs to be finished, I decided to add another house and an extra workshop right next to the older one, slowly but surely expanding the base. At this point, I'd been recording for hours, so I had to leave the game for the night, but I felt more confident about this world as I went to bed.
3 days later.
Once I could record again, I did so. I planned where I wanted to get to so I could upload and edit this video in time, as the new Fortnite Mess update was due to come out and I had to record a lot of other videos. But once I was in, I changed my graphics settings as I realized I've been playing on performance mode that entire time. I'm sorry about that one, guys. I got straight to it by adding some additional storage to the workshops. However, I wanted to create a totem of return to have an extra life, as I could have used that last time. So I set out to make the totem. Once when I had the pieces to create that totem, I also made a cool headed charm, as I knew I was going to the desert biome this time around. As I headed to the bus, I fast traveled to a part of the world I had never been to. This was the start of catching up to where we left off. I knew I was close, but I needed to get a few more things. When I landed, I couldn't see any desert biomes, so I wandered around. I found a few cows and I petted them. This continued until I saw some desert in the distance, and I ran straight towards it, aiming to gather amber and any other resources I could find. Once I had enough, I decided to go home. It was a long way back, but the most dangerous part was getting onto the bus, as it was right next to some unfriendly people who decided they wanted blood on him. Cheers. Oh, thank God. Oh my God, that was a fight to the bus. Brother! Thankfully, the bus driver arrived on time before anything terrible happened. Thank you, bus driver. Once I was back at base, I was able to create a rare pickaxe with which I could gather other resources. But I wasn't done just yet. I was able to make a rune forge and place this down, not knowing exactly what it does. I was able to place down a gem cutter as well, which would allow me to place my raw amber into cut amber and create a rare axe. Finally, I was able to make an uncommon shield as well. With all my upgrades, I wanted a small break from gathering resources, so I went to finish a second house in the village to boost morale. Once I had ran out of the required materials, I needed to gather some flexwood, and being in the Lost Isles made this easy, as plants would spawn and woods broken, they would give you this type of wood. With everything somewhat close by, I started to realize how much of a great place I had, but I gathered materials all throughout that day. I stopped though when I saw my essence balance was full. My essence is full, but you know what, fine. If that's the case, let's go put some essence on 1000 essence. It's the max you can carry, and I'm at the max. Which reminded me that I could enchant my tools with different runes. So I did this with all of my available equipment. To get back on track with my plan, I woke up at Haven ready to return to the original cave and to gather some new ores I couldn't mine before, such as emerald and gold. Yeah. Come on. I went through both caves collecting everything, as there was only a limited amount of this stuff. Once I was back at base, I placed the emerald into the gem cutter, as I knew I would need 30 of these to upgrade the village in the future. But right now, I was given a new building, a tavern, and I thought this would be a fantastic addition to the village. So I laid down the foundations and created the first floor of the tavern. Anyway, getting back on track, I knew I had to get back to the sand biome to get more resources in their caves. So I made an additional pickaxe and equipped it with some runes. Haven and I set back off to the sand biome to try and find a cave. Once I found one, I went straight into it, and right away there was some obsidian, copper, and even ruby waiting for me. I collected as much as I could right before something else happened. Again, I'll let this play out. Man, I died again. I should change the title of the series as I keep on dying. But at least this time I had a totem and I could wake up back at base. Knowing I had gone further than I did in the previous episode, I felt happy to call the recording here. Wow, what an episode. I'm sorry this episode took longer to come out, as with the new Fortnite mares, I thought it would be fitting to upload some spooky content. But if you enjoyed this episode, please like, share and subscribe. It is completely free, and this helps me out knowing that you like my content and want to see more, as it takes a while to edit this type of content. Please let me know if you enjoyed this style of my Lego episode, or if you'd prefer me to return to as it was before. Anyway, I've been yapping on throughout this entire video now. I hope you have an amazing day or night, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.